Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. What a game we just had previous to this. Game one of this doubleheader was a classic, folks. If you haven't seen it, go back and watch it. It was an awesome game. Awesome game. Jesse Jefferson going up against Ron Guidry. You got to watch it from start to finish. Enough said about that game. We got game number two. See if he can live up to the game number one billing, the final game of this 4-game series. Toronto trying to get out of New York with at least one win. They've lost all 3 games. And we got leading off for the Blue Jays, playing center field, Ricky Bosette, batting second, playing right field, Baylor, batting third, playing third base is Howe, batting fourth, doing the DH is Mayberry, batting fifth, playing left field is Upshaw, batting sixth, playing first base is Hutton, batting seventh, playing second base is McKay, batting eighth, doing the catching is Ashby, batting ninth, playing shortstop is Johnson. Now to the New York Yankees starting lineup here in game two of this doubleheader. Leading off, playing center field is Rivers. Batting second, playing second is Randolph. Batting third, doing the DH is Munson. Batting fourth, playing first base is Chambliss. Batting fifth, playing third base is Nettles. Batting sixth, playing left field is Piniella. Batting seventh and doing the catching is Cliff Johnson. Batting eighth, playing right field is Blair. Batting ninth, playing shortstop is Dent. And on the mound for the Yankees in game two of this doubleheader is Ken Clay. Get down to Yankee Stadium and get this one going. And we got Rick Bosette to lead off this game, batting 244 with 3 homers and 15 RBIs, going up against Ken Clay, his second start of the year, his 11th appearance. He's 4-0 with a 2.92 ERA. Here's the pitch to Bosette, and that's going to be against the righty. 5, that's going to be a base hit in the left field. So the Blue Jays start off with a leadoff single. And up to the plate now is Baylor. And Baylor is batting a $195 with a homer and 8 RBIs. Yankees like to see a ground ball double play here. And that's what they're going to get, a tailor-made double play ball down to Willie Randolph. Randolph's up with it. He fires over the short, over the first, 4-6-3 double play. And now we go to Howe with 2 outs and nobody on. And Howe's batting 247 with 2 homers and 8 RBIs. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. And the Blue Jays get the first base runner on a race by the double play. Toronto nothing. Yankees coming up with Rivers, Randolph, and Munson. And you can see the team comparisons here. Toronto is now 21-23 with 217 strikeouts, 214 walks, hit 72 doubles, 18 triples. The Yankees are 31-11, struck out 304 times, walked 102, has 106 doubles and 26 triples. Rivers is batting 225 on the year, 2 homers and 18 RBIs. And you got Dave LeMANCZYK on the mound. This is his 10th start. He's 2-3 with a 5.72 ERA. And that's going to be a 12 against the righty. And that's going to be a base hit in the left field. Mickey Rivers starts this game off with a base hit of his own in the right field. So Rivers is aboard here, and Willie Randolph's up. And they're going to do a little hit and run here. Try to stay out of the double play. And that's going to be a 27, 34, and a 3. 34, and a 3 is filling column 2. And that's going to be 2 strikes on batter. Nope, that's going to be out at first, runner to second. So the ball's hit down the third. Only play with the hit and run is the first. So Mickey's in scoring position now with 1 out. And Thurman Munson's up. Munson's batting .294 with 3 homers and 23 RBIs. And that's going to be another ground ball down the third. And that's going to be runner is going to get down the third. It's going to be a ground ball to third, and the runner gets down the third with now 2 outs and Chris Chambliss up. And the go-ahead runs 90 feet away. Chambliss batting .280 on the year with 2 homers and 26 RBIs. Can he deliver here? Nope, that's going to be a pop-up. Nope, that's going to be a ground ball back to the mound. Dave's up with it. Fires over the first. The Yankees strand 1. We go to the top of the second. It's still a nothing ball game. You can see Toronto's batting .254 on the year with a .332 on base percentage, slugging .360 with a .692 OPS. The Yankees are batting .285 with a .344 on base percentage, slugging .373 and an OPS of .717. And we got Mayberry, Upshaw, and Hutton due up here. Mayberry's batting .255 with 6 homers and 21 RBIs. And that's going to be a base hit in the right field. Again, Toronto's got the leadoff batter aboard. And the Yankees get another double play here with Upshaw up. He's batting .244, no homers and 3 RBIs. And that's going to be a pop-up down to short. And Dent makes the catch for out number 1. And Tommy Hutton's up now. Hutton is batting .330 with a homer and 13 RBIs. And he's going to get a base hit here against the righty 7. It's going to be a base hit in the right field. Mayberry's going to stop at second. So Toronto's making some noise here in the second. First and second and 1 out for McKay. Yankees desperately need that double play ball here. McKay's batting .225, a homer and 9 RBIs. And that's going to be a fly ball out the left field. Lou's got it for out number 2. And that brings up Alan Ashby now. Can Clay get out of this mess with nobody scoring? Ashby batting .109, no homers and 2 RBIs. And that's going to be a lazy fly to Rivers. That'll do it. Toronto strands 2. To the bottom of the second we go. We got Nettles, Piniella, and Johnson due up here. And Greg's batting .302 with 1 homer and 33 RBIs. And that's going to be a base hit in the right field. So Yankees get the leadoff batter aboard again. Now let's see if they can take advantage of it, unlike the Blue Jays. Runner down at first and nobody out for Piniella. Lou's batting .350, 2 homers and 19 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. 54 and a 3. That'll be fielding column 3. And that'll be thrown over to first. The runner will get in scoring position again. Now with 1 out for Cliff Johnson, a runner down at second. And Johnson deliver here. Batting a .171 with 2 homers and 5 RBIs. And he does get a hold of this one, folks. Where's this ball going to end up at? And that ball is driven into left center field. And that's going to drive in a run. A double here by Johnson. And the Yankees lead 1-0. Now Paul Blair's up with a runner down there in scoring position. Blair batting .200 on the year, no homers and 3 RBIs. And that's going to be back-to-back hits, I believe, here against the righty in 8. And yes, it is. That's going to be a single in the center field. Johnson's going to stop at third, I would imagine. We'll check here. I don't see him with his speed. 8. Be a 40. That would be a 55. He might have a shot here. 55. 29. He is going to go for it. He is going to go for it, folks. That would be a 55 or lower. And he's in there. An RBI single by Blair. Nice piece of hitting by Blair. Drives in another. What happened there? Undo that. Undo whatever just happened there. We got an RBI single by Blair. So Blair's down at first now with 1 out. And the Yankees are now up 2-0. And Bucky Dent's up. And Bucky is batting .292 on the year with a homer and 17 RBIs. And Bucky gets a hold of this. The Yankees lead, starting off just like they stopped in the first game. Clubbing a ball here. That's going to be a double in the right field. And with Blair's speed, he might score on this, folks. It'll be a 42. 29, another 55, right? Yep, a 55 or lower. Blair scores from first base on the double. And they throw him out at the plate. Baylor throws him out. Double in the right field. A runner from first gets thrown out. Baylor down there at second. Dent down there at second now with 2 outs, and the Yankees up 2-0. As Baylor throws out, I think, his second or third runner of the series here, folks. Mickey Rivers is now up. He had a single his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball back to the mound. And Dave's up with it. Throws over to Tommy at first, and that'll do it. But the Yankees scored 2, take a 2-0 lead into the top of the third. You got Johnson due up. And we're back to the top of the order on both Set and Baylor. And Johnson's batting .500 on the year, folks, with no homers and 1 RBI. And that's going to be a pop-up down the second. Randolph's got it for out number 1. And Rick Boset's up now. Rick, he singled his first time up and got mixed up in that double play, and he's going to get a double this time, folks, into right field. So a 1-out double, and the Blue Jays now with the runner in scoring position for Baylor. Baylor just threw out the runner at the plate. He is 0 for 1. He hit into that 4-6-3 double play his last time up, and that's going to be a ground ball down the third. Might be fielding column 2 for him. Third baseman of a 5. 63 and a 5. That'll be column number 3. And that's going to get the runner down the third with 2 outs. Nettles' only play is the first. Can't get the runner to look back to second. That brings up Howe. Not the favorite ball player in this stadium right now with what he just did in game number 1 to Guidry. Howe is 0 for 1. He struck out his first time up. And that's going to be back-to-back strikeouts for him. And that ends the inning. Clay strands a runner down at third. We go to the bottom of the third. We got Randolph, Munson, and Chambliss due up. Willie grounded out the third his first time up. And that's going to be a base on ball. So Willie's down there at first now. And that brings up Thurman Munson. And Munson, he grounded out the third his first time up. And that's going to be against the righty. 8 on an 8. 8 on an 8 is going to be a single in left field. And Mr. Randolph will stop at second with nobody out. Chris Chambliss is up now. Can Chambliss bust this game open? First and second, nobody out. Chambliss is 0 for 1. He grounded out to the pitcher's first time up. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. He strikes Chambliss out for a big first out here in the bottom of the third. It's up to Nettles now. Nettles, he singled and came around the score back in second. Can he deliver again? That's going to be a ground ball down the third at 25 and a 3. And a 25 and a 3. Another fielding column 2. And that's going to be the old double play ground ball. F batter safe at first. No, he's not. So that's going to be the old 5-4-3 double play. And Toronto gets out of that mess with nobody scoring. Yankees strand 1. We go to the top of the fourth. It's still 2-0 New York. Mayberry, Upshaw, and Hutton due up. Mayberry singled his first time up. And that's going to be a base on balls. So again, the leadoff batter gets a board here. And that'll bring up Willie Upshaw now. And the Yankees looking for a double play of their own too. Willie's 0 for 1. He popped up the shortest first time up. And that's going to be a fly ball out the right field. You got Blair out there, a 63 on a 3. And that's barely column number 2. And that was a 17. Yeah. That's going to be a single in the right. Runner to third. F scores. Nope. And batter to second on throw. So that's going to be a single. Right. And the runner on there and there. So now we got second and third and nobody out. Up 2-0. The Yankees are going to bring the infield in with nobody out. They're going to bring the infield in when Tommy Hutton's up now. He singled his first time up. And that's going to be a big swing and a miss. Nice job by Clay out there. Strikes out Hutton. Dave McKay's out there keeping the infield in. McKay flew out the left his first time up. And that's going to be a base on balls. That's going to walk the bases loaded. The Yankees will play back for the double play ball. Ashby's at the plate. Prime candidate for a double play. And Clay get out of this mess with 1 out and bases loaded. Ashby flew out the center his first time up. And that's going to be against the righty 4. And that's going to be a single over first. And let's see if Upshaw can score here. Single over first. Be a 38. No, he's not going nowhere. 20. Is he going to test Blair's arm? 20. With 1 out. Nope, he's going to stop. That's going to be an RBI single in the right. And the bases are still loaded for Johnson. And Johnson is 0 for 1. He popped up. They're going to bring the infield back in now. And that's going to be a 6 against an 8. And that's going to be a single in the left field. And that might score too. Let's see here. Single in the left. 51. That's a 20. That's a 12. Now score McKay, and now can Ashley get the third is the question. 41. 27. 20. He's going to stop at second. So that's an RB, 2 RBI single in the right. And just like that, the Blue Jays are up 3-2. First and second and still 1 out. As Clay was cruising through 3 innings. It's definitely stumbling here in the 4th. And we're back to the top of the order in Bosset. He's 2 for 2. He has singled and doubled. Can Clay get out of this mess here? And it doesn't look like it. They're just hammering him here. The bullpen's going to be getting up in a hurry here. 5. So that'll make him a 4. And that'll be a single in the left field. And that'll fill the bases. Loaded again. And again, the Yankees are bringing the infield in as the hitting machine just keeps on cranking them out. Bob Baylor's over 2. He's grounded out twice into a 4-6-3 double play and grounded to third. And that's going to be popped up down the short. Infield fly rules in effect. And that'll be out number 2. The Yankees playing back now. Howell's at the plate. And he's 0 for 2. He's struck out twice. And that's going to be strikeout number 3 for him. The Yankees give up 3 runs, though. The Jays lead 3-2 as we go to the bottom of the 4th. We got the Piniella, Johnson, and Blair due up here. And Lou is 0 for 1. He's grounded out the third, his first time up. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. He strikes Piniella out for out number 1. And up to the plate now is Johnson. He had an RBI double back in the 2nd. And that's going to be a base on balls. Cliff's down at first with 1 out. Brings the tying run to first. Go ahead run comes to the plate. And Blair had an RBI single his first time up. And that's going to be a pop-up behind home plate. And Ashby takes the mask off, makes the catch for out number 2. So it's up to Bucky Dent with 2 outs to make some noise here. He doubled his first time up in the 2nd. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Baylor. That'll end the inning. The Yankees strand 1. We go to the top of the 5th. It's 3-2 Toronto. We got Mayberry, Upshaw, and Hutton due up. Mayberry's 1 for 1. He is walked. Came around the score in the 4th and singled in the 2nd. And that's going to be a pop-up down the 2nd. Randolph's got it for out number 1. And now you got Upshaw up. And Willie, he singled and came around the score in the 4th. And that's going to be a ground ball back to Clay. He fires over the Chambliss for out number 2. And Hutton's up. And he's 1 for 2. He is walked and struck out. He singled and struck out. And that's going to be a 6. That's going to be a base hit in the left field. And Toronto with 2 outs now has got a runner down at first for Dave McKay. And McKay is 0 for 1. He walked back in the 4th, came around the score. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. He strikes McKay out. Blue Jays strand 1 to the bottom of the 5th we go. And the top of the order due up here. As you see the Yankees' upcoming schedule. They leave New York to take on the Indians for 2 games. And then they're going to head back to Yankee Stadium to take on the Orioles for 2 games. And then they're out to the West Coast to take on Oakland. Mickey is 1 for 2 singled back in the 1st. And that's going to be a fly ball out to right field. Bob's got it for out number 1. And here comes Willie. Tell him Willie sent you. He's 0 for 1 with a walk back in the 3rd. And that's going to be a ground ball down to McKay for out number 2. So it's up to the captain, Thurman Munson, to get a 2-out rally started here in the 5th. Munson's 1 for 2. He singled back in the 3rd. And that's going to be another fly ball to the right. And that'll do it. 1, 2, 3, go to the Yankees. To the top of the 6th we go. We got Ashby and Johnson, the bottom part of the order. And then Bosette due up. Ashby 1 for 2 with an RBI single back in the 4th. And that's going to be a single in the left to start this inning. And now Tim Johnson's up. And Johnson is 1 for 2 today with a 2 RBI single in the 4th. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second. And that's going to, I believe they'll get the lead runner here. And they will. And can't get Johnson. He beats the throw down to first. So that's a 4-6 put out. And Johnson's down at first with one out for Bissett. And Rick's having a great game. He's 3 for 3 with 2 singles and a double. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third short. And again, you're going to get the lead runner. That's going to be the old 6-4 put out, and that puts Bissett down at first. Now, and Baylor at the plate. And Baylor's 0 for 3. He's grounded out twice and popped up. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Blair in right field. And the Blue Jays strand one to the bottom of the 6th we go. We got Chambliss, Nettles, and Piniella. The 4, 5, 6 guys up. Chambliss 0 for 2. He is grounded out and struck out. And that's going to be a rare play on a 37. 37 and a 21. And that's going to be strike one on Chris. Let's see if he can do some damage with this 0-1 pitch. Behind in the count. And that's a ground ball down to McKay for out number 1. And now you got Greg Nettles up. He's 1 for 2 today. Came around the score back in the 2nd. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Johnson at short. And that's 2 quick outs here for the Yankees in the 6th. Can Sweet Lou Piniella get some damage done here? He's 0 for 2, grounded out and struck out. And that's going to be a comebacker to the mound. 1, 2, 3 go to Yankees again. To the top of the 7th we go. A 3-2 ball game. We got Hal, Mayberry, and Upshaw due up here. Hal's 0 for 3, struck out 3 times. And that's going to be a base on balls this time. So he's yet to put the ball in play. A leadoff walk. Mayberry's up. Can they get the ground ball double play here? Mayberry's 1 for 2. He has singled, walked, and popped up the second. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Rivers in center field for out number 2. Out number 1, rather. Now Willie Upshaw's up. And Upshaw's 1 for 3. He singled back in the 4th and scored. And that's going to be a pop-up near third base dugout. And Johnson throws the mask off, makes the catch for out number 2. And Tommy Hutton's up. And Tommy is 2 for 3, 2 singles and a strikeout. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Mickey. The Blue Jays strand one to the 7th inning stretch we go. You got the bottom part of the order due up here for the Yankees. Johnson, Blair, and Dent. And Cliff is 1 for 1 with an RBI double back in the 2nd, walked in the 4th. And that's going to be the first time they get him out. That's an easy grounder down to McKay for out number 1. See if Paul Blair can get something started here in the 7th, trailing by 1. He's 1 for 2 with an RBI single in the 2nd. And that's going to be a ground ball down the 3rd. Hal's up with it. He fires over the 1st. 2 quick outs here in the 7th. And Bucky Dink get a 2-out rally started. Bucky's 1 for 2 with a double in the 2nd. And that's going to be a rare play, a 32 on a 39. And that's going to be a strike 1 on Dent. Can Dent do something with an 0-1 pitch. And nope, that's a ground ball down to Johnson, and the Yankees go down 1-2-3. To the top of the 8th we go. We've got the bottom part of the order due up here for the Blue Jays. McKay, Ashby, and Johnson. And Sparky Lau may come in the game here. Let's see. Yeah, Sparky's going to come in the game here against all the switchies and the lefty. That'll be it for Clay, and try to keep this a 1-run ball game. So Sparky's going to come in here. Pitch the 8th. And this is Sparky's 12th appearance, 0-2 with 3 saves and a 2.3 ERA. He'll have McKay, Ashby, and Johnson. And McKay's 0 for 2. He has walked and struck out. And that's going to be a ground ball down the Dent for out number 1. And they're going to have a pitch hitter come up here. And Rick Cerrone's going to come off the bench and pitch hit for Ashby. With the lefty coming in the game. And Cerrone's batting .260 with a homer and 14 RBIs. And that's going to be against the lefty. Be a 9, 12. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Nettles. Nice play by Nettles. He fires over the Chambliss for out number 2. Cerrone will stay in the game and do the catching. And Gomez is going to come off the bench. He's going to pitch hit for Johnson. He'll stay in the game and play short. And Gomez is batting .266 on the year, 3 homers and 16 RBIs. And he gets this one, and against the lefty, a 10 with nobody on, and that's going to be a single in the left field. So a 2-out single by Gomez. Some insurance runs down there at first now. And you got Bosette due up. And Rick's having a fine game, 3 for 4 with a double and 2 singles. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Nettles. He'll go the short way over to second. And that'll end the inning. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It's still a 3-2 ball game. We make these defensive changes here for the Blue Jays. Cerrone will stay in the game and catch. And Gomez will stay in the game and play short. And I think that's going to be it for LEMANCZYK. He's going to come out of the game. Let's see, he's going to try to come in here and get the save here for the Blue Jays. Got the lefty, and then 2 righties coming up. I think Joe Coleman's going to come out. He might not pitch the 9th inning, but he's going to pitch the 8th here. So Joe Coleman's coming out of the bullpen. This is Coleman's second game of the year, second appearance. No record with a 9 ERA. Like I say, you'll be facing the top of the order. Rivers, Randolph, and Munson. Mickey's 1 for 3. He singled back in the first. And that's going to be a single in the right field. Rivers is aboard here with a leadoff single. And Rivers is going to take off for second here, folks. Let me see. I got this messed up with him. We got to change Coleman. I got his move factor wrong. Give me 1 second. A little behind the scenes look here. Change Coleman's move factor. Come on now. You're playing games with me. There we go. And where's Coleman at? And his move factor should be a +2. There we go. Now back to the ball game. So let's see. Randolph's going to try to steal here. And that'll be -3, 29, 55 or lower. And Rivers is safe. And he's in there easily with a stolen base. And now you got Randolph up with a runner down there in second and nobody out. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Willie strikes out. Now there's 1 out and a runner down at first. And Thurman Munson at the plate. And Thurman's 1 for 3. He singled back in the third. Can he deliver here, folks? And that's going to be a ground ball down the second. That'll get the runner down the third. And he plays over to first. I'm sorry, that isn't. Yep, so now you got the runner down at third and 2 outs for Chris Chambliss. Can Chambliss deliver here? He is 0 for 3, grounded out twice and struck out. Here's the pitch. And nope, that's going to be a ground ball down to Gomez. He fires over the first. And now in the inning, we go to the top of the 9th. It's still a 3-2 Blue Jays lead here. And you got the top of the order. Baylor, Howe, and Mayberry due up. Bob's 0 for 4. He is grounded out twice, popped up and flown out. And against the lefty, that'll be an 8 and an 8. That'll be a single in the left field. So the leadoff batter's aboard here against Sparky. And Howe's up. Howe's 0 for 3. He struck out 3 times and walked. And that's going to be against the lefty, a 13 and a 9. And a 9, and that's going to be a single, an infield hit, back-to-back hit. Sparky struggling here in the 9th. Can't afford to give up any more runs. First and second, and Mayberry's up. Sparky needs a strikeout or a double play here. Mayberry's 1 for 3, single back in the second. And that ball is crushed, folks. And Sparky's getting lit up here in the 9th. And that ball is driven into the gap in right field. And Hal's going to stop at third. But that's going to drive in 1 run. And now it's second and third and nobody out. That forces the Yankees to bring the infield in, and it's a 4-2 ball game. That's a big insurance run that just scored. And you got Willie Upshaw up. He's 1 for 4, singled in the 4th. And that's going to be a base on balls. That loads the bases up. The Yankees are going to still keep the infield in. This poor Sparky can't get out of this mess, it looks like. Bases juiced. Nowhere to put him this time. Hutton's 2 for 4, 2 singles in this game. And that's going to be against the lefty. 9 and a 8. And that's going to be a single over short in the left field. Mayberry's going to stop at third. They're going station to station. And now it's a 5-2 game. McKay's up, still nobody out. He's 0 for 3 today. And that's going to be a fly ball out the right field. Blair's got it for out number 1. And with Mayberry's speed, he's going to stay put. Now Rick Cerrone's up a double play. Gets Sparky out of this inning. He's 0 for 2. He grounded 0 for 1. He grounded out the third. Not this time, folks. Against the lefty. 11 on an 8. And that's going to be a single again in the left field. And now with 2 outs, Upshaw's going to score easy. Let's see here. 33. I think Tommy's going to stop at second. Yeah, Tommy's going to stop at second. Well, that's a 2 RBI single by Cerrone. And that just busted this game open as Sparky Lau gets beat up here in the 9th. Not what you want to see from Sparky Lau. Gomez is up. Still only 1 out, first and second for the Yankees. Here's the pitch for Gomez. And that's going to be 2 balls and no strikes on him. Here's the 2-0 pitch. And he comes back to strike him out. Big strikeout, but too little too late. I think with 4 runs already crossed the board here. Now there's 2 outs for Brissett. And he's 3 for 5 with a double in this game. And that's going to be a ground ball back to the mound. And that'll end the inning. But the damage was done, folks. What was a 3-2 game is now a 7-2 ball game. We go to the bottom of the 9th. You got Nettles, Piniella, and Johnson due up here against Coleman. Greg's 1 for 3. He is singled back in the second. And that's going to be against the righty. 5, that'll be a 3. That'll be a infield hit for Nettles. So Nettles is aboard here. How big was those runs, folks? That would have been the tying run at first. Go ahead, run at the plate instead. Yankees still need more base runners with this 5-run lead. Piniella's 0 for 3. He's grounded out twice and struck out. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. 54-3. And they'll get the batter out. The runner will get in the scoring position. Now there's 2 outs. 1 out rather, and a runner in scoring position for Johnson. Clift is 1 for 2. He's walked and doubled and drove in a run. And that's going to be a fly ball out the left for out number 2. The Yankees are down to their last out. Paul Blair's at the plate. He's 1 for 3 with an RBI single in the second. And that'll end the ball game. That's hit down to Gomez. He's up with it, fires over the first. And that's your ball game. The Blue Jays win 7-2. And get 1 game. Split the doubleheader and get 1 win out of the 4-game series. Take a look at the box score here. go back and we'll also check. Let's check that first. See what, that was a nice winning streak by the Yankees. Let's see how many game winning streak got broke before we check the box score. Yankees were on just a 3-game winning streak. Cleveland had snapped the other streak. So they had won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 out of 10 games the Yankees had won. Okay. Put back here and check the box score. Blue Jays 7 runs on 16 hits and no errors. The Yankees only 2 runs on 8 hits. Bosset 3 for 6. Hutton 3 for 5. 6 for 15 with runners in scoring position. Ashby was 2 for 3. And the Blue Jays left 12 men on base and still scored 7 runs, folks. Rivers and Nettles both had 2 hits. Davis 2 for 4. The Yankees were only 2 for 12 with runners in scoring position, left 6 men on base. Dave LeManczYk goes to 3-3, 7 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, walked 2 and struck out 2. Pitched a nice game. Coleman comes in, pitches 2 innings, picks up his first save, 2 innings, 2 hits, and 1 strikeout. And Ken Clay drops to 4-1, his first loss of the year. Pitched a good game. 7 innings, 10 hits, scattered 10 hits, 3 runs, walked 3, struck out 5. Sparky Lau comes in, gets lit up. 2 innings, 6 hits, 4 runs, walked 1, and struck out 1. Let's take a look here at the rest of the ball games in the American League. Got the Indians taking on the Orioles in Baltimore. This is the first game of a doubleheader. And the Orioles take game 1 of this doubleheader. 9 runs, 12 hits, 3 errors. Indians 6 runs, 7 hits, and 1 error. And let's see if the Indians can bounce back here in game number 2. And they do. They split the doubleheader. The Indians 5 runs, 5 hits, and 1 error. Very productive. Orioles only 2 hits and 1 run and 3 errors. Now we're going to go to Boston, and the Tigers are taking on the Red Sox in a doubleheader. Ripley, believe it or not, is pitching for the Red Sox. And the Tigers win a close game of scoring fest. Had 20 hits, 9 runs, 20 hits, and 2 errors. The Red Sox 8 runs, 14 hits, and 1 error. Can the Red Sox bounce back here and get 1 game out of this doubleheader? No, the Tigers sweep them, folks. Game lasted 16 innings. The Red Sox turned 4 double plays, folks. 7 runs, 18 hits, and 1 error. The Red Sox 5 runs, 11 hits, and 2 errors. That'll kill a bullpen. Let's see what this looks like with a bullpen here for both teams. Tigers used 4 pitchers, and the Red Sox used 5. And we move on now to the Brewers and Angels out in Anaheim. You got the Ryan Express pitching out here in California. And the Ryan Express comes through. Ryan struck out 12 batters. The Brewers was 2 runs, 5 hits, and no errors. The Angels, 7 runs, 13 hits, and 3 errors. Then you got the A's traveling to Chicago for a doubleheader to take on the White Sox. Game 1 of this doubleheader. And the White Sox won a close one. 4 runs, 7 hits, and 1 error. The A's, 3 runs, 6 hits, and 1 error. See if the A's can come back here and win the second game of this doubleheader and split it. And they do. A close game again, another 4-3 win. A's had 4 errors and still won. Sorry about that, folks. We lost the internet, but we're back now. And let's finish this up. So where did we leave off? We left off with the A's beating the White Sox 4-3. And now the last game here on the 28th is the Royals going to Minnesota to take on the Twins. And the Twins win 4 runs, 11 hits, and 1 error. Kansas City, 2 runs, 8 hits, and no errors. Now let's check out the standings in the leaderboard after May 28th. Yankees are 6 games up on the Tigers and the Red Sox. And the Brewers are 7.5 games back. The Jays are 10. Baltimore is 15, and the Indians are 15 games back. And out west, the Twins are 3 games up on the White Sox, 3.5 on the A's. Rangers are 5 games back. The Angels 5.5. Kansas City 6, and Seattle 12. Jim Rice is still leading the league with a .357 batting average. Reggie with his 18 homers, and Rice with 46 doubles. You got Ryan Guidry leading the league with a .9 ERA. He's got 7 wins along with Figueroa, Sorensen, and Wood. And Goose Gossage with his 10 saves. And Rice is leading in the MVP voting, and Guidry's leading in the Cy Young. I want to thank everybody for stopping by and checking out this game. And let's see what the next matchup in 78 will be. It'll be a Atlanta Braves game here. Let's see who Atlanta will be playing. So it'll be on the 26th. The Braves will be taking on the Phillies. Ken Castro's Phillies. Let's see how many game series that is. 1, 2, 3. That's a 3-game series. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for reminders, and on your way out of Yankee Stadium, hit that like button and leave a comment. Until next time, y'all have a great day and take care.